Hello, beautiful ladies, friends. Happy solstice. Hi, it is I, Catherine Massell, intuitive energy healer, spiritual growth catalyst, ascending earth creatrix. Hi, happy solstice. I'm going to share this video as soon as I show it on my feed here. There I am. I'm going to share this on my page. And I think I'm going to go ahead and share it on my personal page too, because, you know, why not? So if you're here, you're joining me live, say hey, say what's up. Where are you watching from? What are you doing on this first day of summer? If you are in the northern hemisphere here. Let me share this on my timeline too. Hi. I wanted to talk about this today because I'm fired up. My other sisters from a different mister are fired up too. My friend Becky went live, and if you're here and watching this in my group, Ascending Earth Creatrix Facebook group, you see that I shared her talk earlier. And she's talking about a very, very important topic right now, boundaries. Check it out if you haven't watched the video. It's awesome. It'll fire you up. I'm hoping to bring a little fire into the situation here. Hey, Cheryl. On this first day of summer solstice, we've got a fiery season ahead. Lots of action ahead of us. Lot of synergistic energy, catalyst energy. And me being a spiritual growth catalyst, man, do I really feel in my element. And it's strange because I love summer, but I'm not a summer kind of gal, really. Like, I'm one of those weirdos that I love the fall, number one. I love the fall. And I kind of like the winter because I do a lot of deeper work in the wintertime, like getting courses ready for the next year and kind of retreating into myself. I like that. But I love the summer energy because this summer solstice portal is insane with the amount of catalyzing energy. So what does that mean for you? It means that if you are wanting to do a new project, embark on a new you, create some real, true, lasting transformation, some change in your life, really experience some shifts, now's the time. And I did a post on this yesterday that many of us feel like, yeah, summertime's time to kick back, find a little spot on the beach, read your favorite books on that book list that you've been creating for the last 6 months, saying, oh, summertime, I'm going to read all this stuff. I will. But if you are really wanting to create some change right now, you are feeling the need to shift something in your life. Maybe you don't like the way your overall life is. Maybe everything needs to change. So you're talking about transformation. Maybe you're talking about, I could drop some lbs, I could lose some pounds, that would make me feel really good. I can shift one thing in my life right now. Maybe I am transitioning out of an old relationship with a romantic partner that does not suit my best needs and wants and desires anymore. And maybe you are, hey, it's summertime, I'm looking for a new love. Does anyone remember that song by Jody Watley, Looking for a New Love? It's okay if you don't. Whatever it is that you would like to see as far as change in your life, if you think about what that is, what you wish to see, maybe it's an overall change, maybe we're talking about transformation, maybe we're talking about a shift, a tweak here or there. Hello, Allison. What do you think the hardest part is of creating the change that you wish to see? If you had to guess, go ahead and put it in the comments. What do you think the hardest part? This is not a trick question. What do you think is the hardest part of creating the change in your life that you wish to see? Hey, Courtney. I'll tell you what it is in just a minute. It may not be what you think. It may not be what you think. A lot of people think, I'm going to go into it in a minute. I'm not gonna lollygag around the issue too long because I'm gonna do a Green Man activation in my Heal, Awaken, Ascend group in a minute. I'm not gonna lollygag around this too long, but I will say a lot of people think that that creating the change that you wish to see and being on the trajectory of leaning into that new energy, whatever you want to be, do, or have, it's more about showing up every day and doing the work and being consistent. That's true. That's true. But it's not the hardest part. Actually, once you get going and you start creating momentum with it, and you have actual steps that you can follow, maybe you're lucky and you have an actual like method or system, something you can follow and put in place every day, so you just do it. And once you start getting the momentum to do it, it becomes easier, right, Courtney? You're all about baby steps right now, and once you show up and feel like that's a piece that I could break off every day and do that a little bit every single day, and then you look back a month later and you're like, look at all that change, right? So that's kind of easy, really. And some of you are like, nah, it's not that easy. There is a harder part. There's a harder part. Anybody know what it is? Letting go of the how, that is very difficult as well. Learning that surrender, right? How do you just surrender? How do you let go? Allison says letting go of being realistic, right? Yeah. Those of you, maybe Allison, you have someone in your life like this. My husband is a really good reminder to me all the time, by the way, all the time. Never lets me forget. Like, you're not being real. That's not realistic. That's not practical. You're not being realistic. You're not living in the same world I'm living in. That's one of his favorite things to say to me. I'm like, you're right, honey. We're not. I mean, we are. We have moments where we merge. But the way I approach my everyday life is admittedly quite different than his. We're getting closer. We're getting closer here. So you want to know what it is? What is the hardest part of creating the change that you wish to see in your life? Making the decision to do it. Making the decision. Being in that state of taking bold, decisive action and saying, this is what I have decided. It is no more this. It is only this. That's the hardest part. Once you cement this idea within yourself, it is no longer going to be this way. It is going to be this way. From here on in, I've decided, declared, commanded, whatever that is. Making that decision is exactly the energy you want to be in that will make everything else after that be a hell of a lot easier. I'll give you an example. So maybe you've seen it in the group, maybe you've seen it on my page. I'm offering some free 20-minute calls for ladies who are interested in the Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp to see if, hey, okay, quick, 20 minutes, let's get on the phone, see what's going on for you. Let's see if this course can help you. Easy peasy, okay? It's not rocket science. I can either help you or I can't, okay? There's a beautiful young gal, and she's not on Facebook, which is nice. Not everyone needs to be on, not everyone lives on Facebook, and I have to be reminded of that sometimes. What she wanted in this call was someone to help her make the decision to sign up for the course. Now, in her mind, she had read all the sales copy. She has been reading the posts that I've putting out about it. Hi, Shauna. She's been reading all the stuff that I've been putting out about this course. She's like, you know what? That really could fit the bill, what I'm looking for right now. I need some concrete steps. I need like a step-by-step thing that I can do to help me go from here to here. Great. That's what you're looking for. Then that's what Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp is for you. It's helping you to create a new way of being. But what she was looking for is someone to hold her hand during, and we worked all this out, so it's all okay, and I can say these things, and I'm not, and I told her I was going to talk about this, so I'm not betraying her confidence, so please don't think that I'm that kind of coach that would do that thing. I would never. But I was like, I want to use your example to talk about exactly what I wanted to talk about today, and she's like, fine, okay. She wanted me to hold her hand and basically make the decision for her to sign up for this course. And here was my response. When I realized what the call was really about and what we were really getting down to the nitty-gritty of here, was that she wanted me to convince her that she's worthy of signing up for this course, and it wasn't the money. She has the money. It's not about that. It was about, can I really do this in my life? Can I make this change? Do I feel worthy of transformation? Do I even think the transformation is possible for me? She wanted someone to basically convince her of all of these things and to hold her hand through the process of making a decision. I don't do that. And here's what I said to her. I said, I would never, ever take that power away from you, of you knowing what it feels like to make a decision. Because that is one of the most powerful things we do to create the change in our lives that we wish to see. Once you're in that place of taking bold, decisive action on where you are saying, I see where I am in my life right now and this isn't working, I'm deciding to take my whole life in a different direction. I would never dream of taking someone's power away in that way. I would never do that. As someone who takes her work very seriously, me as a coach, me as a mentor, I take what I do very, very seriously. And I have a lot of integrity and authenticity with what I do. And if I'm out there every day saying about how you are powerful, you're a powerful creator and master builder of your experience, why would I turn around, hold you by the hand, and try to convince you of how special and how wonderful you are? And yes, this course is going to give you everything that you want, and it's going to be wonderful for you, and your life is going to look different 6 weeks from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. I would never take that power away from you, of trying to convince you of your own greatness, convince you of the need for you to make a bold and decisive action on your well-being. What I do as a coach and mentor is everything else after that. My worth, my value as a coach and a mentor is to then say, great, you've made the decision. Come on, girl, let's go this way. Here's all the steps that you have to follow now. And here's what happens to you energetically when you are in that space of making a decision and sticking to it. That's a whole other thing. Of making this decision and saying, okay, now I'm all in. Ovaries to the wall. I love that expression. I heard it the other day and now I can't stop saying it. I'm in it to win it. Ovaries to the wall. Let's do this. I am fully invested. Heart, mind, body, soul, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, right? Mentally. Then the work is easy after that. It is. You may not think so. But here's why you may not think so. Because you have a really, really hard time making decisions. Maybe you make a decision and then you waffle. You go back and forth. Like second guessing. When you make a bold and decisive act of making a decision, saying, I no longer want to be here, I want to be here. When you do that, the energetic shift that takes place within you is this. I trust myself. I believe in myself. I agree, and I'm now in a contract with myself to create the transformation and the change that I wish to see. Courtney. What do you think about that? Would you agree that if you make a decision and you are all in, I mean all in, you're like, I'm going to do this, that you've already achieved the hardest part of your transformation process. And then after that, it's just really the steps of carrying it out. Because if you are in that place of complete self-trust, complete self-belief, of knowing that you have made the right decision and that's your steadfast belief going forward, then everything else after that is easy. Truly. Then it's just steps. It's just showing up every day and executing. Okay? Now, this is something that I've been seeing a few times, but this was really glaringly apparent to me in the gal that I talked to today. And I basically had this conversation with her and told her exactly what I'm telling you. She didn't sign up for the course. And you know what? That's totally okay. because that was her decision. Again, it's not my job to take you by the hand and convince you how great you are, convince you how great I am, convince you how great the course is. That is not my job. My job is, first of all, it's a co-creative experience with you when you sign up with me. That means that we have decided spiritually, we've made this spiritual contract with each other that says, hey, I see you. I see that you have put your complete energy into this investment. It's not just financial, but it's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. Okay? I see that you've done that. You've done your part. You've made the decision. Now I'll do my part, and I'll give you all the steps that you have to follow after this to help you reach that goal. You came to someone for answers. You didn't come to someone for convincing. At least I hope you didn't. I'm not here to convince you how great you are. I mean, I am a little bit, because I talk about it a lot, because you are. You're all fantastic. You're all powerful. You're all master creators and builders of your experience. But not my job is not to convince you of that. My job is to put all the steps in place so that you can execute and get from A to B. Okay? Confidence is the word of the day. In Courtney Land, are there roller coasters in Courtney Land? Because I love me a good roller coaster. So does this make sense? So I want you to understand that whatever feels so colossally big, whatever feels like so monolithic for you in terms of, I'm here, I want to go there, what part of the decision process like completely takes you out of the equation? And I'm talking about like when you think about making a big decision, let's just say there's a lot of money on the line, or there's a big change or transformation on the line for you, or you might lose people in your life based on a decision that you make. How likely are you to make a decision boldly and act courageously on that decision once you've made it? Think about that. Because when you are in that place of being able to make a decision boldly, confidently, courageously, everything else after that becomes a lot easier. It becomes this like release. You've released the burden of, I don't know which way to turn anymore. So how do you get to that place where you can make a solid decision? It has to be that your heart and mind are on board with each other. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there who are like, I trust my intuition, I trust it implicitly, I go with my intuition, I go with my gut, and that's fantastic, and I'm not discounting that. But here's what we are moving into on this trajectory of planetary ascension. It is about inclusion of all parts of self. So even though we've had a heavy reliance on the rational, analytical mind and mental energy, it's still an important part of who you are. It's still an aspect of who you are. So if you're talking about a big, big decision that you need to make, why wouldn't you check in with all parts of yourself? Check in with all aspects of who you are to make a decision. It's not just about your gut, and your gut can lead you in powerful places, but sometimes here's what happens. We think the information is coming to us from a gut level, but it's actually falsely coming through, or it's disguised cleverly through some sort of mask of the false self, the ego, if you want to call it that. Something that is behind that even further, which is fear. But you may think this is my intuition. You're like, oh no, Catherine, I know my intuition when it's speaking to me. I do. Maybe that's true. But let's just say for the sake of argument that it's not. And there's a way to double check, okay? Check in with all parts of who you are. Yes, check in at a gut level. Do some meditating on it. Absolutely. Call on your spirit guides. Whatever that process looks like for you, go ahead and do that. But at the same time, go ahead and write down a list of pros and cons. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose by doing that. And it's not dishonoring or discounting your intuition by doing that either. Your intuition is beyond ego. So you're not going to hurt your feelings of your intuition if you do that. Do you get what I'm saying here? So if it's a big decision and you feel like, okay, maybe I need to practice at being able to take decisions very seriously and take bold, decisive action in my life. So go ahead and check in with all aspects of who you are. check in with your intuition, but also go ahead and make a list of the pros and cons of, thinking about what could happen when you make that decision. Go ahead and think about, well, what's the worst that could happen? What is there to fear there? What am I going to lose? What am I going to gain? Go ahead, hash it out. Have a field day with it. But get better at making decisions that are concrete and that you hold yourself to, like it's a contract with yourself, because it is. Here's the thing about really successful people. They make very quick decisions. They make very quick decisions because they understand the power of their time and the power of their energy. And they also understand that there really is no such thing as making a wrong decision. Because it's all on a learning curve, isn't it? We all get to, when we make these wrong decisions, if we take the higher God's eye perspective of it, we get to see that, well, then I just learned more about myself in this process. So you can't make a wrong decision. You can't fail. You just find ways not to do things. That's all knowledge. That's all powerful stuff that helps you to inform your perspective going forward. So there is no losing situation there. There is no failure. There's no wrong decision in that sense. And you can say, well, Catherine, I can make a wrong decision and start moving into this energy where I'm all in, and then I have to backtrack because it wasn't the right thing to do. That's a pessimist talking. Talking that way makes you not want to take any action or make any kind of decision whatsoever. Think about that. I'm fired up with the truth today. I'm inspired by so many of my soul sisters out there doing the same thing, so there's some truth bombs in here. But start thinking about this. Start thinking about, where are you waffling on a decision maybe right now in your life? Is it because you lack clarity? Do you need a greater level of discernment? Do you need to pull back the lens on everything? If you check in with all aspects of yourself before you make some decisive action in your life, you will find that all the answers that you're looking for to inform your decision are there. Okay? And don't ever, ever let anyone else make a decision for you. Oh man, I see this happening. And I know not all of us are in the best maybe relationships or the best marriages, and we feel like we have to concede our power to our husband or our life partner, our boyfriend or whatever. No, you don't. You are way more powerful than that. And when you let someone else convince you to make a decision one way or the other, you are completely handing over your power. Now, you can't give it away completely, but you can put it out on loan and give someone the impression that they now have power over you. That's never the truth, but that's the illusion that they will hold, especially if you constantly let this happen in your life. Trust yourself. Trust the process of being able to make a decision. Trust that the process happens on an intuitive level and on a mental, intellectual, rational level at the same time. Balance the heart and the mind. Please do. Because as we are on this trajectory of ascension, we are being called to action in much more profound ways to balance the energies of the heart and the mind. Nothing gets left out of the equation as we ascend. It's about inclusion. Okay? So, there it is. I hope this is food for thought today. I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. I certainly will be thinking about this amazing question. Okay, good. I'm glad. I hope this was helpful for you. I want to wish you guys such a happy, happy, happy solstice. I have some sales going on. If you guys wanted to check out one of my online courses, I'm having a summer solstice sale on 4 of my online courses. I can tag you in the group here where that link is, but they're all on sale for $89. And I always offer a deal if you want to bundle them. So let me know if you wanted to get 2 or 3 courses or all 4 of them. Who knows? Maybe you want them all. Maybe you want a Catherine free-for-all this summer. I'm down with that. So I love you all. Happy solstice. Enjoy your day. Get outside. Get yourself grounded in the earth. Go say a little, whisper a prayer to a tree, celebrating the green man today. Bye-bye. Have a great day.